Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Paco Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today we've got a game between Jaedong and Pure here on Fighting Spirit. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we've got the yellow Protoss player. His name is Pure. And in the bottom left-hand corner, his opponent, his nemesis, the orange Zerg player known only as Jaedong. Alright, going to be Jaedong versus Pure here. They've played a lot of games over the years. Got a replay pack full of Jaedong versus Pure off of TeamLiquid.net. Very excited to bring you one of these. That's one of the little bit longer games. Several of these are under 10 minutes, and I figured I'd grab one that is longer than that because I know you like to see the longer macro styles. I mean, it's important to see what goes on in the shorter games too. It teaches you StarCraft. It teaches you how to get maybe some early 2-base pressure out, how to defend against early 2-base pressure, and it's very educational that way. So, but this one, I think we're going to see upwards of 3 to 4 bases based on how long this replay is. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Basically, I'm just looking at the size of the replay, and the bigger it is, the longer the game generally tends to be, although it's just recording what happens in the game. So if it's a crazy big macro game with a ton of stuff going on because the players are good, it's a bigger replay file than a similarly lengthed game would be between two newbie players who aren't doing a whole lot. It's just that's how that works. And so I guess I can go into the game and kind of speed forward and see how long it takes according to the replay bar, but that's a little bit annoying, and I'd rather not see anything about the game and be as surprised about it as you are. So there you go. Alright, where are we with this thing? Extractor on the way here for the Zerg player. He doesn't have a spawning pool yet or an expansion. He is saving up, kind of saving up minerals. I think he's trying to juke this probe, but Pure is trying to block this. And doing a pretty good job of it, too. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zooming around. This drone wants to kill him at the same time. He wants to expand, but it's not working out. Doesn't have the 300 minerals yet. Now he does. Pool just about done back home. Did I say there wasn't a pool? Oh, that's a pool. I'm dumb. Oh, no. Extractor's up here. I mean, it's about the same size, and it's about the same location, give or take. Anyway, hatch goes down here. Does see the early pool. Early lings in production at some point here, which is why there's a forge from Pure. Gotta get some cannons out in positions to discourage Zerglings from knocking down this Nexus that is warping in. This is a dance we've seen many, many times in ZVPs on the channel and elsewhere throughout the StarCraft Brood War world, and Pure has done this probably 400,000 times. 400,000 times. Yep, that's my estimate here. Probe continuing to scout, maybe trying to get some zaps off on a drone if you're lucky, but probably killing one is out of the realm of possibility right now. So yeah, I mean, this is cannon, yes? That is cannon. Yes, it is. And Lings, again, they can't get anywhere on this Nexus without getting shot at by cannons. They can't get the Forge without getting shot at by cannons. They can't get this gateway without getting shot at by cannons. This is exceptionally well placed by Pure and working out. There's that third base super far away action from the Jaedong. Natural is close to home, not taking the third here, which is closer, right? But no, over here on the right side. And usually what this means is on a map like Fighting Spirit, you take your third here, and it's pretty easy for you to take your fourth in this bottom right-hand spawning position. So you're kind of getting 2 bases for the price of 1. It's really hard for Pure to do anything about this, to move out, because Lings are going to have map control if Jaedong decides to make any. He actually hasn't made any Zerglings so far. Am I right about this? I think I'm right about this. He just started her first set of Zerglings way late. I mean, recognizing he's not going to get anything done. The early Lings were just in case there was early aggression out of Pure, but there's not. There's just not. There's really no aggression at all. So he's going to take his third base. He's going to take a fourth base down here at some point. He's got his lair morphing in here too. And the Lings possibly going to try to chase down this probe. A metabolic boost is getting started now as well. So this probe has some time where it's about the same speed as the Lings, and they can't necessarily catch it unless there's some crazy good micro from Jaedong. The probe doesn't want to flee, though. That's actually in favor of the probe dying. It's the probe not wanting to flee. Oh, did it get stuck? No, it mineral walked through there. Yeah, if the probe wanted to go home and escape, it could, but it doesn't. It wants to scout. It wants to find, is there going to be a Hydralisk den? Is there going to be a Spire? What will there be? I don't see any tech at all. Maybe it's time to go now. Pretty low on the HP. I don't know if he can make it home at this point. He's taking too many shots while inside the base. Anyways, here we are. Here we are making a Stargate, as is tradition. Have we seen a ZVP recently where the Protoss player didn't make a Stargate? I don't know. I don't think we have. Although, what was that last week? It was Hero versus Bisu. And it might have just been just a straight-up Zealot attack into submission. Was there a Stargate in that game? I don't know. But if you're planning on anything longer than like a 6-minute game, you probably want a Stargate. Corsair are really good in killing Overlords and not getting killed by Scourge if you can control them well, and Pure generally can. Okay, it is going to be Spire for the Zerg player. Again, Scourge fantastic against the Corsairs that are sure to come here from Pure. And yes, there's one already, and also getting a Citadel of a Dune. Probably eventually getting up to Storm with that tech path, but also getting Zealot legs, which makes Zealots so much better. Speed makes anything better. Lings without speed, eh. Zealots without speed, eh. Zealots with speed, hooray! Zealots, or Lings with speed, hooray! Like 80% better. Just, it doesn't make any sense how much better it makes them, but it does. Because this is just, RTSs involve positioning and getting somewhere fast, and it's just like regular war where speed is of the essence. Sure, you can have all the intel in the world and the greatest, strongest army of all time, but if you can't get to where your army needs to be when you need to be there, you're going to die. You're just going to lose. If you're just slow, you're going to have that immobility abused quite immensely. Of course, they're just flying right on in, man. They're not worried about a thing inside Jaedong space. Wow. I'm going to kill another Overlord. I can't see the Overlord. He's behind the mini-map. Oh, good. He died first. He died first, and actually does supply block Jaedong at 44 out of 44 available supply. Mutas are out. I don't know. Do you want to engage here, Mutas? There's Corsairs, man. That's why you get the Corsairs, is also to dissuade Mutas. I forgot to mention that part. Are there cannons coming up? Sort of, kind of, but they're not quite done yet. There's 2 here. Mutas trying to do that stacking trick. Pick off these probes here at this mineral line. Pew, pew. Corsairs getting some shots off. While they're stacked up like that, they take crazy amounts of damage. Got some Scourge in the mix, too. I guess that's why the Corsairs don't want to engage directly. Picking off some of these Zealots as they're trying to flee back to the safety of their cannons. Boop. Not going to happen. Well, one manages to make it back. Third base happily running. Here for Jaedong, he is prepared for an attack. Generally, that's what we see, is Protoss mounts some kind of crazy attack on the third base of Zerg. About this point in the game, that's why there's a sunken colony here, at the same as there's also a sunken colony here at the natural base. APM for these players around 300, Jaedong closer to 350, and Pure sitting just below that 300 mark. Yeah, Scourge and Mutas just kind of owning the skies right now. Pure doesn't want to move out. He can't handle this amount of stuff. Oh, did Scourge down one of those Corsairs to get another one? Maybe he did. Keeping this Corsair count low is integral. Just integral. Archon's out with anti-air. Oh, here's our Corsair count. Dang. How many of these is there? 4 of them. 4 of them going to chase these Mutas on down home. Speed's a little bit faster for the Corsairs, but not by much. They're just very zippy units. They're basically created as anti-ul, but the Corsairs come in. They turn the tide. Now we're chasing the other way across the map. Corsairs just retreating as best they can. Archon, oh, getting some nice splash damage. This is some really good back and forth here. Ooh, a couple Scourge getting killed by that Archon very, very nicely. 5 kills on him. He's very upset. I mean, he's essentially a dude floating in a ball of energy. I don't know. Is that comfortable, do you think? Do you think it hurts? It doesn't sound like he's in pain. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. Yep, here's that drone taking that 4th base in the bottom right-hand corner as predicted previously. Checking for pylons and gateways and stuff that might cause problems for him later. And then throwing it down at the same time. A Ling attack trying to roll into this 3rd base location of Pure, but again, cannon placement. If there's one thing, if you're Protoss and you're trying to learn Brood War, cannon placement against Zerg is kind of like a 100 level course. It's just very, very important to do. If you don't do it, you're going to die a lot. Picking off more probes here is this Muta group, and the Corsairs. Oh. Did they get any hits? I don't know. I was following. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. I'll try to do better. Lurkers in production. Well, actually done. Actually done for Jaedong. Storm on the way here, too. Storm is the answer to Lurkers. They bring Lurkers down to about 20% health with one Storm, and they can't move out of it if they're burrowed. So Lurkers are going to burrow in somewhere and probably try to set up siege. Where exactly? I don't know, but they're taking Archon shots. Yeah. Don't take Archon shots, you guys. That hurts. That really hurts a lot. Do you have any observers is the question here. That is, don't tell me that is what it is. It's a first robotics facility. Oh, he's not going to have detection here. Lurker's setting up on this 3rd base of Pure at under 10 minutes. The timing from Jaedong is just sick. I think this is going to die. I really don't see any way for Pure to get an observer out in time to save this. His robotics facility isn't even halfway done. Do have Corsairs trying to even the odds a little bit by trying to kill Overlords and trying to kill Mutas and Mutas. Scourge back! Oof. Sneak attack. Sneak attack there. Corsair down, but Muta's down here too. So Muta count can be very healthy right about now. Does manage to supply block Jaedong though, but again, this Nexus gonna die. There's just no saving it. It's slow, but it's effective. No bonus damage versus armored here. Actually better against light units like Zerglings and Hydras and Marines and stuff in the Brood War. So third base by Pure is killed. This is not looking good for our Protoss player. One of these days, I'll cast a game where Jaedong loses to somebody other than Flash, and Flash loses, period. Because that's kind of what it's been on the channel recently, right? Well, not recently, of all time. Have I cast a Flash game that he's lost? Have I cast a game of Jaedong's where he's lost to anyone besides Flash? I don't know. I don't think I have. I don't remember that happening. So one day it'll happen, and then everybody will be very surprised, myself included. Okay, rewarping in his third base location. I think the lurkers just kind of left of their own accord. I don't think they got spotted. Do you have any observers, dude? Did I speed this up? I think I sped this up by accident. Down speed. I don't know when I pressed U. What the heck? Oh, I did press U. I was trying to get a units tab up. Derp. Herpa derp. Alright, where are we here? A lot of Zealots and an Archon from Pure working on those Corsairs. Just always making Corsairs. Getting a shuttle too. +1 attack on the ground weapons. And yeah, Lurker defending this potential 5th base location from Jaedong. Again, he's kept some bases close to home. Very close to home. Observer. Here it is. Here's the Observer. And this poor Lurker, I don't think is getting out. He's trying to get... Yeah, can't get down the ramp. And we'll just get slowly slaughtered along that line of Zealots and Archons before it can't go anywhere. It's a 115 to 100 supply. Zerg doesn't have a huge amount of income here. Or, sorry, of supply here. But it's working out for him. And it's working out pretty well nevertheless. And it's kind of standard for Zerg in the Brood War to not have a huge amount of supply. So 4 bases, 2, 3 bases. Third base is happily up and running for Pure. It's been a while coming, but it's here. It's definitely here. Ling's trying to run up and get rid of this third. I guess they're checking for a quick 4th Pure may have taken, but no, there's no such thing in that top right-hand corner. Absolutely not. All right, here comes a push from Pure. Oh, Defilers are already out. Running that Consume. It's going to be Dark Swarm. Corsairs trying to kill Overlords, but Spores defending them very, very nicely. The Overlords do manage to escape. Lings, I don't know where they're thinking they're going to attack. There's not a good place here. Oh, whiffs on a Storm a little bit. Oh, walks into his own Storm a little bit, too. Oh, are these free High Templar? No, free High Templar. Zealots protect. Okay, Zealots protect most of them. One High Templar does go down. The Lings, but losing those casters is a monumental blunder. You just can't lose them. Not allowed. Absolutely not allowed. Yes, Plague being researched here by the Defilers. Really good unit against Protoss because any stuff taken, any hit points taken under that shield, I guess the shield hit point count from the Protoss cannot be recovered. So you're basically effectively injuring them for all time, which is real good. Real great. So 4th base, actually, wow. Pure decides to take this 4th base location. Down the left side, very, very close to Jaedong's home right now. And I guess it's a good place for him to kind of hang on to. Well, I was going to say he's going to have a front here, but is he going to have a front here? Yeah, Zealots holding the wall while Storm's there too, and cannons. Lings aren't breaking that. Absolutely not going to happen. The tiniest bit. Corsairs, again, just active. Killing Overlords, trying to supply block Jaedong as much as possible. Did supply block him there. 128 out of 127. Total supply. Is it going to be Plague maybe? Nah, Plague's not good here. Dark Swarm maybe. Make the cannons useless against these Zerglings. Could do it. A lot of energy on this Defiler. Fully maxed at 200 and 200. Top left corner is definitely yellow. Bottom right and bottom left is definitely Jaedong right now. He has some pretty good map vision. Lings running around trying to find individual things to kill. Small groups of units, if at all possible. High Templar moving across the map by themselves. But so far, not really happening. Synaptic node here. Metasynaptic node being researched. Defilers getting a plus 50 starting energy when they hatch, which is real nice. And a Reaver's in production for Pure. He knows the splash damage is key here. All right, here we go. Dark Swarm, but Zealots can actually do pretty well holding this line. And the Storm, too. Yeah, that was fantastically held by Pure. And can he get the Defiler too? Defiler dies, and it does. Coming up, the same story here, though, at this 4th base. Plague on all these buildings. What do you storm? Do you have any energy with which to storm High Templar? I don't know, but Lings and Lurkers are here. There's your storm. A lot of Lings dying. Lurkers inside the Dark Swarm are untouchable by these cannons. Zergling here, too. Untouchable. Zealot trying to hold this. Is there enough Zealots to do this? I don't actually know. Oh, man. This 4th base in a lot of trouble for Pure. I don't know that he can afford to lose this either. Oh, Defiler gets picked off. Wanders outside the Dark Swarm just a little bit. Control is difficult in Brood War. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but it is. It's very difficult to do. That is a Zerg Ultralisk Cavern from Jaedong. He's going to go for the Ultras at some point here. But the important thing is that Pure manages to hold on to his 4th base. Holding on to his 4th base, huge. Losing it, super bad. 5th base for Jaedong coming up along that right side. Lings, again, trying to just hold this map control. 134 to 142 total supply. Jaedong is down, and he's okay with that. He's got a lot of Lings. A lot of the Zerglings got the Scourge out too. +2/+1 on those Zerglings. +2 ground Carapace and +1 attack, although further upgrades along those lines are already in progress. All right, where are we at? Where are we at here? Are these? Oh my goodness gracious. He probably has the drop upgrade. This going to be drop stuff? This is very interesting. Another attack into the 4th base location, and just straight up Lings, which pretty good against cannons, as you can see here, but not quite enough. The Defiler comes in late. Wow, surprisingly late, losing the Defiler because it was so late. Another Plague is tossed down on these Dragoons, and Lurkers having a field day with those Dragoons too. Scourge taking out a Defiler, or a Corsair in the middle of the map. Here comes the drop action into the main base location. Are these? Oh, yes, it is a crackling drop. It is a crackling drop inside the main. Defiler ready to throw down a Dark Swarm right on top of these cannons. Going to lose a lot of stuff right now as Pure. This is not good news for the Protoss player. Going to lose Gateways, Storms, helping clear this thing out, but Gateway definitely down. Stargate definitely down. Oh, Reaver's getting picked off. One Reaver gets picked off. Holy smokes. Another attack into this 3rd base location of Pure 2. Just running wild right now is Jaedong, and more Dark Swarm action at the 4th base location. Lurkers trying to finish stuff off. This Defiler blocking the ramp a little bit, but that's good. Good game. Good game from Pure. The simultaneous attacks at the 3rd base, at the main base, and at the 4th base was enough to make him tap out. Wow. Jaedong, again, one of these days I'll cast a game where Jaedong loses to somebody other than Flash, but today is not that day. Today was not that day. Pure held on to that 4th very well. Held on to the 3rd very well after we lost it that first time. Yeah. Anyway, Dark Swarm, Defiler, it is the game-ending tech for Zerg. And once Jaedong got there, it was very, very hard. Very hard for Pure to handle it. Reavers would have been good. Like, I don't understand why they weren't really used. They're just going to be made back here and hanging out for a while. They would have been unleashed at some point, but not today. Not in this game. All right, let's check out our favorite score screen. Produced 446 for Jaedong, killed 77. Not cost efficient, but you know what? If you win the game, it's cost efficient enough. Pure, 143, killed 184. Not as good. Not as good, right? Definitely not, according to the numbers there. Structures raised, 75, killed by Pure. Or constructed by Pure, and 25 lost by Pure. Did he not kill a single building of Jaedong's? He lost one. But not that Pure killed. What? Must have killed his own building for some reason. Perhaps he blocked himself in. Gas mine, minerals mined, and total spend is all favored by Jaedong. Getting that 4th base up while killing the 3rd base of Pure was huge. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.